Okay, this is solving a quadratic equation by using the factoring method. Now, the first example is already factored. I just wanted you to see how to solve one when it was already in this form. Basically, what will solve the equation, because it says equal to 0, would be if this equals 0 or if that equals 0, because 0 times anything is 0. So what you do is you take both these scenarios and set them equal to 0 and solve. So the opposite of subtracting 4 is to add 4, and then you divide by 3, and most of you know how to do that. So you get x equals 4/3. Then when you take this one and work it, x plus 3, you subtract 3, and x is equal to -3. All right, if one is not already factored, like the next one, then what you have to do is you have to factor it. So I take this example and I pull the GCF out. Since my x to the third term is negative, my GCF is going to be negative when I pull it out. So I'm going to pull out 4x because it goes into both of those. So that changes this to positive x squared and this to -1. Now I need to take this is a difference of two squares, and factor it down to being x plus 1, x minus 1. Then I take each of these three scenarios and set them equal to 0. So -4x equals 0. I divide by -4, that gives me 0. X plus 1 equals 0. Subtract 1, that gives me -1. And then add 1 for this scenario. Now I want to show you a shortcut. Anytime you have something outside of the parentheses like this, the only way that it's going to equal 0 is if that is 0. And if you'll notice here, this is x plus 1. What makes that 0? -1 plus 1 is 0. So there you are. Then when you look at this one, the same thing. 1 minus 1 is 0. You can honestly do these in your head. But just showing you the work, because there's some of you that have to go through the work to understand. So here we go. Now, this one again, we're solving by factoring, so we're going to factor that. We're looking for factors of 12 that add to be 7. So that's going to be 4 and 3. So you have y plus 4, y plus 3. Doing mental math in our head, this is -4, this is -3. That's your answers. You come down and you do the same thing here. You factor this. X minus 4, x plus 1. So doing mental math in your head again, this is 4, this is -1. All right, what if my equation's not set equal to 0? Then what I have to do is I have to maneuver the equation around so that I have my trinomial equal to 0. So I'm going to move this 6 here. It's like with the 12, so I'll put it up underneath there. That gives me 0. That changes this to -18. Then I factor this part. That's n plus 6, n minus 3. Feel free to use the x method if you need to off to the side to get your factors. And then again, mental math. -6, positive 3. Come down and do this one the same way. Now the difference between this problem and this problem has a like term to put this with. This one does not. So what you do is you still have to move this -3 over. So you move it over by adding it. And now my problem is 3x squared minus 6x plus 3. I factor out my GCF so that I can factor my trinomial. So I'll pull 3 out. That gives me x squared minus 2x plus 1. This becomes x minus 1, x minus 1. Now, then I solve again, and doing mental math, they're both equal to 1. There's no x here with the 3. That's why I'm not going to write 0 down. But so this is x equals 1. Thank you.